Welcome back to the Berg Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. With me today is Ford.
Hey, how's it going?
And Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And today we're talking a little bit about why do people listen to us? It started with kind of talking through some of the metrics that we get from the podcast system. And we've got some people who listen from some strange places. I can't...
Place I can't even pronounce.
I can't imagine why someone in the Netherlands would be interested in what the three of us have to say.
I don't know, but I think we're pretty interesting, pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think someone accidentally clicked a button. They were looking for Berg with a B-U-R-G because it's probably like a pronunciation over there and ended up with this one.
Actually, Berg is like a Nordic name, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe that's part of it. Maybe they were like, oh, Berg. This is something of the Nordsmen.
And they found some guys in Morgantown, Pennsylvania.
Found some guys with beards and thought they were on the right path. And here they are.
Left out.
Now they're in. So we sucked them in.
That's good.
But as we were talking about that, one of the things we were trying to figure out is we would actually like to know that, right? We'd like to know, why do people listen to us? And on top of that, maybe there's some things that they'd like to hear from us, right? Yeah.
Even from our own team.
Yeah,
right?
Mainly from our team, because that's why we started this.
Right, we started this to try and get messages out to the team. You know, Ford always called it the shotgun approach, that we would send out email blasts and we would try and talk to them directly, and we would put out a podcast and we would have newsletters and all those things. But all that is a very one-directional communication. Yeah. And we really never wanted it to be that way. We wanted it to be that it started a conversation that we finished in person or otherwise. But we were joking a couple of podcasts ago, and then, I actually messed up the podcast.
It was one of the best podcasts ever that will never see the light of day.
It was a great podcast. I turned my mic off before we did it.
It was the best conversation no one will ever hear.
Yeah, I got to own it. I messed it up. But
we should put it up just to see what it sounds like.
I mean, honestly, they
can hear 2/3 of it.
They can hear our side of it.
You might enjoy it more.
You can imagine when you're trying to figure out what the other person was saying, like a guessing game.
You have to kind of piece it together and be like, they said this, so Dan must have said.
Well, the problem would be depending on the mood, right? Like, we all know I can talk too much, so you might have not actually said as much as you thought. Yeah, I might have not left your room.
It would sound like we said a lot because it was only the two of us talking.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, our talking ratio went way up that episode.
But we'd like our team, guys, guys, girls, everybody. You know what I mean? Ask whatever questions you have, whatever you want to know, what we're thinking, where we're going, what we're doing, why we do the podcast, where we do the podcast,
who you'd like to hear on here. Maybe there's someone you want to nominate from the team that you want to hear from.
You ever? We don't have a comment section, right? We don't. Nothing. Nowhere that we post has comments, to my knowledge.
I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't look either way. So
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, if does that exist?
But if they're going to ask questions, where do we want them to send questions to now?
Just the website, I think, right? Just the info
at bergcons.
Info at bergcons.com. Yeah, I think that's the
catch-all.
The best spot, because
who's going to monitor that?
Tori.
Oh, sweet.
I believe
that's convenient that it doesn't fall on us. I
I'm pretty sure that goes straight to Tori. So,
you know what? It does, because Tori will send me things every once in a while and say, "Hey, we got this on the."
Yeah, I think Tori and maybe Kelsey as well, because it is sort of like a catch-all, and generally speaking, those two are like the
catch-all,
the redirector of anything that we don't know what to do.
Yep.
They're the gatekeepers.
So if you have questions, if you're willing to ask us questions, send it to info at bergcons.com.
Info at
Well, and we want to do this too, because we had a little time, a get together the other week, and people are like, give them some time to ask questions. And a lot of times people just don't feel comfortable doing that in a group setting.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, hey, this is a way, you can say if you want to be anonymous for some reason or whatever the scenario is, but, we want to be able to, that's part of this is refocusing a little bit more back on the team. Like, people gladly can listen from anywhere, but we started this, we started with our core values. We started with the things that made us, and, we've been doing this, 170, 180 weeks in a row. 190, almost 200 weeks in a row. And so we might have wandered from time to time, and we'll still do that, but we wanted to just refocus it a little bit back on the team and getting information out. So,
are we closing we'll do that. 4 years? Holy smokes!
Oh, wow!
Oh my goodness!
I mean, not quite, but it's getting close.
It's getting close.
There should be some. We should figure out when the 4 year, the 208th episode or whatever.
Do we have new music at that point? Like,
It's a banger.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll get a new thumbnail. You know,
Oh,
like
all right.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah, and make sure that's a good point. About I think Ford just said, or you said about anonymous, right? Like, let us know. Like, if you know what I mean. If somebody wants to ask a question and you want us to, and you're okay with us saying like somebody asked a question, then we'll say it. And if you don't want us to say who asked a question, we won't. Because one of those things, and this is something you always hear, right? Is if you're thinking of a question, you're probably not the only one.
Yeah.
And so
That's good.
it's probably valuable. So ask the question, and we'll try to answer it. You know, and
and some of the questions like might be answered directly back to you because there's certain things, of course, that we can't.
Public. It's not everything is worth speaking
Public
about
domain.
publicly.
Right. There's HIPAA laws.
Yeah,
There's certain
yeah.
things that we just can't delve into.
Yeah.
I hope we're anticipating
I hope
HIPAA
we don't
questions.
get any HIPAA questions.
Well, but I'm just saying there's
Just as a note,
but-
I am not qualified to answer any of these questions, even in my own household. So
yeah,
right.
that's
But
fair.
there is just certain
you
things
should
that we
email
can't
Erin.
do.
I can put her email out, maybe, if you, or Tamara or something. Allie, not us.
not me. Yeah.
I'm unqualified.
And we were just having this conversation the other night with a friend, and like we're sitting there at our awards banquet, and my buddy's wife was like, if someone's breaking into the house, like I want Scott to be the first one to know. But good Lord, if he has to be my emergency contact for anything else, like he doesn't. I'm surprised he even knows my birthday. You know, it's like
The other
I was
day,
like, oh man. But
I'm going to take us off the road. The other day, Charlotte's been sick,
yeah,
and she doesn't get sick much anymore. You know, she's done well, but the girls took her out, and she came in the room and said her stomach hurt, and she's sitting there. I had already like worked out, and I'm taking a shower, and I'm like, all right, well, you know what you should do is you should go take a bath. Like, go sit in a hot bath, turn the jets on. She has like a little jet tub. I was like, turn the jets on. And so I'm going to leave for work, and I'm like, Charlotte's in the tub. She was like, wasn't she sick? She was still asleep. I was like, yeah. She was like, and you thought the tub was a good idea. And I was like, yeah, it seemed reasonable. Like, you don't feel well, sit in the tub. I think that's for muscles probably, not a stomach ache. But at which point I walk out of the room and Charlotte comes out. She said, that was a bad idea. I threw up.
Oh.
But she made it out of the tub. And Erin was like, what is wrong? Where did you get your medical sense from? And I was like, I got it from my mom. So that's where it came from. So if you have medical questions, I'm just telling you right now, do not send them to us. It's going to be.
And we might misinterpret your question. I mean, I was told to pick up Velcro at Walmart the other day. And to me, at this point, Velcro is the 3M strips, right? Like, I don't even like regular Velcro, right? Went to the store, got extra, took it, thought I was pretty.
Thought you were safe.
I was like, I did exactly what I was asked. The bag was handed back to me and said, thanks for giving me extra work because you didn't get me the right thing. And I was like, it's Velcro. And no, it's not the right Velcro.
Not the right Velcro.
So.
Are there multiple
Did
types?
she want like the roll? What did she want?
I guess, yes. But like to me, like I said, like the 10 pounders, like thinking like which quality or which level of them, like
how much
how strong the thing is. And she's like, well, you saw me do it on this other thing. And I was like, I literally like, as soon as you said Velcro, my mind went right to those 3M strips because I don't know of any other Velcro that there is, but there is, I guess, in like in the appropriate places. But you know,
the
sometimes
mistakes you
like
can make.
Yeah, you just think you're on the straight path. And
the number of times I think I made the right decision, you know, and I didn't.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
We went to Savannah graduated from preschool, so they had a little thing.
How do you feel about
It's a
that?
big step.
Yeah, right. But it was pretty exciting for her. She was excited. They did a little song and dance.
Right.
But I got there first, so I got myself a seat in the pew. It was not close enough to the front.
Oh, yes.
But like, see, for me, growing up, the last pew was close enough. So I was like halfway up. So to me, that's like basically the front aisle. Like, you were here early and you didn't move up further to the front. I am in the front as far as I'm concerned. So it's just how you look at it.
Right. Isn't that reserved for somebody? Like that's those spaces have the ropes across them usually.
You have to have blue hair in order to sit in those front rows.
Yeah.
We had the lower school musical, which is a whole, you know, it's afterwards Nora asked Mara to go and Mara said, that was something. I was like, yeah, that was something. But Erin texted us because we were coming from practice. And she was like, how late are you going to be? And I was like, I don't know. We're like 10 minutes away. She's like, well, I'm in the front row. Like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do with that. Like
that means you're walking through the whole crowd.
You got to go from all the way to the front. Yeah.
Yes. And then I get there and there's like chairs in the way. And you know, another thing, like the pew is a little bit better because it's just there's space, right? But when they have the chairs set up in school, in the little chairs. I know they're set up for little people because it's a school, but they're so close together. Like literally, I had on my boots. My boots didn't fit between the rows of chairs.
Yeah.
Like,
you feel like you're in an airplane?
I felt like I was in an airplane. I was like, what? And then like you go to sit and like, and there was a 7th grade girl sitting next to me watching her little sister. And so like I was sitting, very, like it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I was trying not to, like if Ford and I were sitting next to each other on seats that were too small, it'd be whatever. Like one of us would lean on the other one, it'd be whatever.
You take turns.
You just take turn who leans on. But when it's like, a 7th grade girl, I like leaning towards Aaron. And meanwhile, Aaron's like pushing, give me some space. And I'm like, there is no space.
There is no space. Yeah.
There's no space here.
Yeah.
There's there's sizeism in the world. There's not enough space at
I feel like the school should buy bigger chairs, but maybe that's just a state.
To really get us off the rails, but like it's almost like parking spots now.
Parking spots.
How many parking spots? I was in a parking spot the other day, and like literally the other car looked appropriately. They weren't like over the line,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to like open one click on the door and sneak out.
And you put the hand to protect the mirror.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm like.
I like on the edge of the door.
Yeah,
so
on the edge of the door.
Or I gently put it against the other person's door and like set it there so I know what okay, it's not going to bang on them type deal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for what? I mean, I guess they can get more spots in, but like, you got to be able to open a door.
I mean, how many times do you have to do that though to fit a whole extra space in?
Right.
I mean, I guess in a giant parking lot.
I guess every 10 spots you gain a spot, or if they were usually 10 feet before, now they're 9 foot or whatever they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how many places it's like.
I was at
we all drive like regular sized vehicles. We're not driving like. We do need suicide doors on these things because you can't get out any
I
other
don't
way.
have like tow mirrors or anything like that. They're not like,
Wait a minute, is that an option, Brian? Can we add suicide doors?
But they probably need width too because they got to swing up. So
no, you need the Lamborghini doors. The
well, I mean, they're all, you know what they're all built for?
Yeah.
Minivans.
Minivans and
that door just slides back.
Smart
and
cars.
Yeah.
You could park. I could parallel park a smart car in that spot.
Yeah. Oh, the little ones.
The
like
little
the
tiny
little
things.
Fiat things.
They look like little toys.
Yeah.
Or those Fiats. Those
you wind them up.
Yeah.
They twist in the back. They have a little mouse that drives.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that car really getting off? What was the car that did the hamster thing? Was it like
Kia Soul?
Kia Soul.
Yeah.
They had the hamsters driving.
The hamster mobile.
Yeah, a little square boxy looking thing.
And it's funny because like even in the ads, the hamster looked cramped. The hamster was like, you're like, okay, that's a bad sign.
Now
if the hamster can't fit in the car, there's no way I'm
completely
fitting in
off the rails. You know what Brad talks about? Was it Nikki? One of his sisters had a Mini Cooper.
Oh. Yeah. My parents have a Mini Cooper.
And Brad was like, it was amazingly roomy. He said, I saw it, and Brad's a big guy.
Yeah.
And Brad was like, I went to get in and like, this is so ridiculous. And he got in and he was like, I had enough room to sit in that Mini Cooper. And I was like, really? Which I wouldn't think. But he claimed the Mini Cooper was roomy.
It is. It's surprising. My Mini Cooper is funny because it was intentionally very small.
Yes.
Right. And now they make versions that are a little bit bigger.
Yeah, Countryman.
Yes, my parents have the Countryman, so I think that's what it's called. It's like a little bit longer, like just so you could actually put something else in there besides your legs.
Yeah.
So
My buddy Lou, one time, this is going years ago, Ford, but I love the look of those. Do you remember the Lotus Elise turbos? It was like the curvy looking Lotus. It was real low to the ground.
Small. Yeah.
Right. And I said to Lou, I was like, those cars look awesome. And he was like, one of my bosses had one of them. We went to get into them, and Lou's like, what's Lou, 135 pounds? I mean, Lou is a skinny sprinter. And the boss was supposedly like a triathlon guy. And he said our arms crossed like on an airplane. He said like my arm was on the wrong side of the stick shift.
Oh.
He said that's how small that car was. He was like, he looked at me, he was like, you wouldn't even fit in that car. You wouldn't even get in.
I went with somebody on a ride in a Corvette, like a traditional Corvette, not the new one. I've never been in one. And if I remember correctly, I literally rolled out of the thing. Because you're so low to the ground
that I couldn't get actually fit.
Yeah,
because
it's fine.
So long.
It's so long.
I mean, you're like in a cockpit, but then to get out, I put my arm down the ground and kind of like crawled out because I could not stand up.
I had an 81 Vet, like one of the long looping ones, and it was that way. Like you got in and you felt like you were like Formula One car, like leaned way back, but you had to get out, and it was were low.
That's how Allie's little car is.
I was gonna say, I was wondering how you get in. And
yeah, it's so fun to drive, and I fit in it great once I'm in.
Once you're in.
The in and out part's a little tedious.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Out is a little bit worse, just because
especially if the roof's down.
Yeah,
because there's nothing like the grab.
There's like a technique, right? It's like I have the elbow technique. So
I got my one arm here.
Elbow goes around the A-frame and like use the elbow to kind of pull myself out.
Do you remember when I brought my Mustang out? And we brought it over, and I drove Ford around in it, and he went to get in. You remember that? You went to get in, and you said, how do you move this seat back? I said, the seat is back. I said, this, you know what happened here? We got too fat for our own cars. That's what happened. I got too fat for my own car. I don't fit in there anymore.
The girls have never seen Tamara in a small vehicle, but she's always loved small, fast vehicles. And so there was some car went by, and she's like, oh, that's my dream car. And they like look at her funny. They're like, why, mommy? Like, why would you want a small car? And she's like, oh, when you guys are like on your own, I will not be driving an SUV. And I was like, your dad will always have an SUV.
Don't worry. I'll have
or a pickup truck. There will not be small cars in my life.
There will always be room.
Yes. Yeah. There will be elbow room. There'll be head room. There'll be all things necessary. Yeah, they just looked at her because they're just used to her driving like an SUV. They never thought that. She's like, oh, yeah, I used to have like a little like whatever, something or other. And she's like, always wanted this. And they're like, oh, okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, it was fun. The girls were now we're just on cars and stuff. Mara, for her birthday, got a little like 125 SSR dirt bike. And I was like, she had never, we had a small dirt bike. This was the first one that you had to change gears in. So I was trying to like show her. Ford, it is so fun to ride a bike. Like I had forgotten because it's been a while since I rode a bike. It's a little bike, but it's still so fun to ride bikes.
Yeah. And
just to change gears, like how, I was like, I got the itch to go get my actual bike again. I got nowhere to ride it in no time. But
well, yesterday we were on the 81 and there was someone in the rain riding their Harley.
That is not fun.
That's not fun. Yeah,
and they're talking about it and they're like, do you have bikes? I was like, yeah, I have bikes. Like, I was like, but in the rain, you got no windshield wiper unless you got some special helmet with a windshield wiper on it, like full geared up in leather, like, the whole, like, this is someone that travels probably on this bike.
They had the right stuff, but it still sucks.
Yeah. I'm like, and that's the other thing about a bike was like, for me, it was like 8 days a year that it was perfect weather to ride it because like, especially around here with like the cinders, you don't want to ride it till like May or June because you don't want to like your tires kick out on you.
Well, I dropped my bike, on cinders. On cinders on the road in Jersey.
Yeah, so like
the only time I ever dropped
north.
bike,
like if you live in the south, that's different. But like if it's raining, if it's windy, like there's a lot of those things where like even when you had the bike, if you had your car too, you were just like, I'm going to drive today. This is not a riding day.
We're going way back here because I would have been, 1994, 95. So Ford was probably like a baby, and I had my bike, and my brother and I took Mike to a concert in Camden at I think then it was called the Tweeter Center or something. The
place that changes names by the year.
Names every week.
Mm-hmm.
We saw like Blues Traveler and 311, and it was a bunch of pretty good bands we saw on a summer tour. And we drove the bike from the shore to Camden. And my brother would have been, I was probably, 94, I would have been maybe 19, 20. And so my brother then, Mike, would have been like 12 or 13 maybe, something like that. And so we drove down. Concert was awesome. We're in Camden, which is not the best place to be on a bike, but it's fine. We get out. Brian, it was so cold because you know how it gets cold at night?
Oh, yeah.
And it gets colder at like 70 miles an hour. And we were in like shorts and, not appropriately dressed for motorcycle riding because as you might expect from me. And we made it to about halfway back down, like almost to Mays Landing. And I stopped at a Wawa. So we had like hot chocolate. I was freezing because it was like, Mike was a little warmer because he was behind me. So I was
had
like
your body heat a little bit.
My body heat blocking the wind. But I was and I was trying to act like it'll be fine. And I was so cold.
Yeah.
So cold on that bike. So bikes are fun, but the weather has to be right. I always
Jeeps are the same way. So Tamara has the Jeep, but I don't know how much she likes to take the top off. But like the first time I think I ever met Allison's parents, it was like a nice day in college, and I was like, "Oh, we'll pull the doors off. We'll drive into Pittsburgh." Well, when we came home, it wasn't as nice of a day, and I did not have the doors with me, and it was cold, and I think her dad was literally like, "Who is this guy? Like, what are they doing?" She like literally like had like gloves and blankets on, and I think I had like a sleeveless T-shirt. Like, it was cold. Yeah, she's like, I felt like we were going so fast on the way home. I was like, I was trying to get home.
It's still only 65 because Jeeps don't go very fast.
Jeep doesn't go that fast. It just feels like it.
Yeah. You know,
everything starts shaking.
Yes.
Well, we both had Rangers. And the Rangers had that shake at 55 to 60. You had to get going faster. It felt like the front end was going to come apart. But my sister had a Jeep, and Ford knows this story. She was driving on the Garden State Parkway coming out of Ocean City, and someone, like not us, like someone like some hooligan had unhooked her hood and she didn't know it. And, the Jeeps just have a latch.
Yeah. Right.
And she got onto the parkway up the speed, and the hood came up and flipped and busted over her windshield with no roof on. Somehow she didn't crash the Jeep.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, like the hood, she called me and she was like, I don't know what just happened. And she couldn't send me a picture at that point. Like, you didn't have pictures. It was just a text.
Right.
If it was a call, she could text me. And I went, and it was literally like the hood was bent over. The windshield shattered. It was an ugly mess.
Brutal. Yeah.
So then from then on, I said, you got to always check the latches, which I had never thought of.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, if you didn't unlatch it, why would you check?
Well, who's going to do that?
Who would do that? Yeah.
I did it the other week. Didn't even think about it. Someone's car died. I think their alternator was bad. So I took my jump pack and got him running again. But I had to leave the jump pack on because as soon as I took the jump pack off, it would die. And so I was like, just follow me back to the shop. Going slow. Figuring no problem. But I put the hood down and it's a couple inches up because there was a jump pack sitting in the engine compartment. And they're following me, and all of a sudden they disappear, and I go back and it popped up on him. And they're like, well, why didn't you think of that? And I was like, well, we weren't going fast. I didn't figure, but just enough air and just picked it right up off. Yeah. But I was like, I had to leave the jump pack in there because otherwise the car wasn't moving anywhere. So my only game was to,
that's when good intentions go bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It went downhill fast. So I was like, okay. You didn't think about that? I was like, I've never had a hood pop up on me. But.
No, I actually had the Mustang out maybe probably a month ago now when it was nice.
Yeah, speaking of which, what is up with the weather?
I don't know. It's brutal. It just keeps raining. And the forecast just says more rain.
It just says more
cold.
Rain. Yeah.
But I mean, the rain's one thing, right? But 50
degrees?
50-degree rain. Yeah.
It was 84 last weekend.
A month ago. Well, I mean, even a month ago it was warm.
Yeah, you got an Indian, what do they call them? An Indian summers.
Well, that's
which is
supposed to be in the fall.
Right, but it feels like we had that in the spring.
Ago. I think it was
5 days
warm.
ago.
Yeah, it was warm 7 days ago, but I'm saying we had a good 20 days that it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was warm. It didn't rain. I was like, it's great.
I mean, everybody hanging out for Memorial Day, whatever. It's going to be interesting. How many people go out because it's just not that.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun.
Because that's usually the first outdoor activity.
Right. Yeah. Do stuff outside.
Hang out
barbecues
thing.
and
Yeah, but let's just circle back. But we do want to hear from you.
Yes,
whoever you are.
I don't know if we could have stimulated any questions with this at all, or just complete chaos.
You might want questions just so we don't stop talking about other things.
Yeah, if you give us questions, we might stay on topic. Maybe
that's fair. Yeah, we might just have a Q&A section.
Yeah,
right?
Towards the end, 3 questions a day type deal.
I was thinking, should we incentivize it? Is there an award? We pick the best question.
If your question gets read, you get a Wawa gift card. And I don't know what we do for somebody in the Netherlands or India or I don't
you have to
know.
be a team member if you want the
want the award.
No,
you got
the award.
Fair.
Yeah.
How about if it's not a team member, we would say who they are.
Maybe.
Right? We could say they're this person from someplace.
Maybe.
Ford's not agreeing to it, but it's a possibility. I'm throwing it out there.
Look, everything's on the table. So
first has to actually show up in the inbox.
It's got to happen first.
Yeah. This is all hypothetical.
And it's got to make it past the gatekeeper.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Brian, you know what we should do? Is we should have random people send in questions to the girls just to make Ford answer questions. Just instead of you and I asking Ford.
Can we start asking questions anonymously?
How many email addresses did you just sign up for on Google?
This should be anonymous.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Oh yeah, I have a question. I don't want to ask it in person.
There's a question from the back.
The man with the sunglasses and the fake mustache. That's a question.
Yeah. Perfect. I love it.
That's a good place to wrap it up, Brian.
I feel like it's a great place to wrap it up. I don't know where we would go from here possibly. So
we'd find somewhere.
I don't know where we've been.
So yes, send us your questions. We'd love to hear from you. And even if you don't have a question, maybe you could just tell us why you listen to the podcast, because that'd be fun to know too. So thanks for joining us today, folks. We hope that you respond and maybe you got something from this and come back for another episode.